Are we recording? Yes, we are. What ho, publickers. Welcome back to Vicious Vinyl, where we talk about everything that bangs, clangs, and twangs. And today we're doing the second of our videos on the power of a compilation. So last time we did a video, we looked at 60s garage rock and how those compilations like Nuggets helped kickstart somewhat of a revival over here in the UK. And alongside that, of course, came the genre of psychobilly, or is it a genre? I keep asking myself if it's a genre or not. You can fight me on it. Fight me. Anyway, there was a rockabilly revival. There was always rockabilly, Crazy Cavern, all those people, but then there was a bit of a resurgence of what they call neo-rockabilly, like Restless and the Polecats and those kind of things. And out of that came a lot of compilations on Nervous, usually, of these new rockabilly bands. And then, I believe, the roots of the whole scene sort of start when this record comes out. Homegrown Rockabilly on Alligator Records, 1980. Polecats on it, only one track. It's released in the UK on Alligator Records. It's also released in Finland on Rebel Records. Who knew? And later on was reissued by Nervous, but that wasn't until about 1990 probably. So we're talking 1980, we're talking this particular record. And why is this record important? They nicked the sleeve, by the way, from a Hank Williams single. I'll try and flash it on the screen for you. But why is it important? It's important because the Meteors are on it. There they are. The Meteors are on it. It's the first ever appearance of the Meteors on record. And most people would argue, me included, that the Meteors are what started psychobilly in the UK. Yeah, I know Cramps are their own thing. These three records, single songs, are not what you would call psychobilly. In fact, I would call them very trad rockabilly, almost acoustic in sound. All written by Paul Fennick. The lineup is the original Meteors, Paul Fennick, Nigel Lewis, and of course Mark Robinson, although here he is, Markov, D-Devil. And the three songs, Go Away, Crazy Love, which is the best one, and My Baby Loves Me, Yes She Does, are prime foot-stomping, jumping rockabilly. And they're ace. But this is, even on the sleeve notes, it says quite clearly, the Meteors, the three tracks from the Meteors are very different from the stage act. As those of you who've seen them in London will know that they are Britain's forerunners of psycho rockabilly. There it is, people. That's the beginning right there. So everybody wanted that. Who became a psycho? Everybody wanted to find that. It became quite a treasured item to have. And that was the first one. And then, okay, so that's 1980. A couple of years go by before we get to like 1983. And 1983, we get a bit of a slew of stuff. We get the whole thing. They're basically statements from now on. This is the scene. We're creating a scene. This is where we are a thing. And there are a lot of albums on this. I think the main one to focus on is this one, Blood on the Cats, 1983. What record this is on? Anagram Records. It wasn't a scene yet, so who knew what psychobilly sounded like? And that's why these are so cool, because psychobilly didn't sound like one thing. You've got Alien Sex Fiend on here with Wild Women, and it's pretty cool. You've got Sunglasses After Dark, the Jazz Butcher, mental stuff, Bone Orchard, Fats Terminal, but then boom, you have the Escalators, The Day the Sun Burned Down, you have the Guana Bats Cannibal Runner, you have the Meteors Graveyard Stomp, and that finishes out side one. After that, Screaming Lord Sutch makes an appearance before the Stingrays hop in, the Outcats pop in, the Ricochets pop in, the Panther Burns pop in. Great record. Everybody should own it. Recently, in recent years, Cherry Red reissued that as like a 5 CD box set and kind of ruined the whole thing, if you ask me. I mean, there's no denying some good tracks on the box set, but this was perfect as it was. You didn't need to add anything to it. That's insane. Also around the same time, we have the one that we talked about last time, Rockabilly Psychosis and the Garage Disease. Everybody should own it. Everybody does own it in some form or another. And of course you need that, because this is again where we meet the 60s and the 50s meets the 80s. The Meteors, the Stingrays, the Guana Bats. You see the names popping up all over again. Incidentally, if you're a collector, you might want to get the Blood on the Cats Japanese version, which has a lyric sheet with hilariously misprinted fucking lyrics. I mean, insane. Insanely, it's very funny. Also, cute Obi strip if you like that sort of thing, and I do. You can also get it from Greece, but the Greece one ain't nothing special. Anyway, stop talking about Blood on the Cats. Everybody knows it. What else do they know? They also know Stomping at the Clubfoot. Okay, this is also 1983, 1984, probably 1984. Again, the Guana Bats and the Stingrays are on here. Again, they're on here. The Milkshakes are on here also. The Clarendon Hotel will go down in history as where Psychobilly sort of festered at its greatest years. I was actually only able to go there once to see Demented Dog go, because I was a bit young and I lived very far away. But I did manage to get there once to see Demented. I'm very proud of that. It was a legendary venue, and ABC took no time in releasing Stomping at the Clubfoot. Fast forward a little bit, 1984, 1985, and you get, of course, Revenge of the Killer Pussies, Blood on the Cats, Volume 2, even more garish sleeve. Are also available on this amazingly lovely red and white sort of cloudy spatter vinyl. Look at that, gorgeous. Is it any good? You betcha. It's amazing. Sunglasses After Dark are on it. Stingrays, Escalator, the Bonosaurus Rex. Brilliant name. Long neck daddy is Bone Orchard, I guess, because it says Bone Orchard presents Milkshakes with the Red Monkey, which is amazing. The Vibes of Alligator Wine, and the Meteors with the Hills of Eyes, all on here. The Banana Men, really the Stingrays, the Very Things, Tall Boys, Dawn of the Flies, the only place you could get that at the time. Blobbery Hellbillies, I Don't Want to Get Thin. This is a stonking record. Is it better than the first one? Difficult to tell, but it is fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic, and you should get it if you haven't got it. It's available on Discogs. None of this stuff is really expensive because everybody hates us and we don't care. The next one I would like to point out is another one that came out. This one came out on Nervous. Another one with questionable artwork. I mean, look at that. It's not very good, is it? But Hell's Bent on Rockin' might not look like much. Sorry to the artist. I feel bad for saying it. It's pretty bad. But is it a bad record? Hell no. Because this album, I mean, God, look at that track list if you can see it. You've got the Deltas on it. You've got Restless with the Girl on Death Row, which is brilliant. You've also got the Sharks and the Ricochets. They're on here, and a very early appearance for Demented Argo with One Sharp Knife and Rubber Rock. Oh, and the Outer Limits are on here, and anybody who knows anything about OG Psychobilly, the Outer Limits were here and gone in a flash, and they were amazing. Anyway, they're on here. Also, what's very interesting to me, and all you other nerds, no doubt, is that there's a live version of Shout So Loud on here by the Meteors, and it is the only, as far as I know, official release to feature the lineup of Paul Fennick on guitar and vocals, Ian Spider Kubit on drums, and Rick Ross on bass. Rick Ross being the coolest bass player that ever lived. And I'll fight anybody who says that he wasn't. This is a great record. Absolutely love it. Anyway, of course, you're going to get Stomping at the Clubfoot Volume 2. That's going to come out around about this time. Tall Boys are on it. Demented Argola on it, Frenzy are on it, the Primevals are on it. Aha, cracking. That's volume 2. And not long after that, because they were all about the cash in ABC, we've got volumes 3 and 4 in one handy double pack. There they are. Volumes 3 and 4. Another great Frenzy, Guana Bats, Pharaohs, Primevals, Demented, Milkshakes, Tall Boys. What a fantastic series of records. This goes all the way up to 5. It goes all the way up to 5. And Alan Wilson has done a huge box set of these, and it's fantastic. And also a whole bunch of full sets for a lot of these bands, including the Tall Boys. Absolutely brilliant. And of course you might be thinking, well, there you go, it's all very British, isn't it? But as you know, Psychobilly was spreading out. And the way we Brits got hold of it was when Europe exploded. Kicks For You Records, what a label they are, or were, came out with the amazing Psycho Attack of Europe. You see here, mine got mine in our price, $6.99. What a great record. This is where people like me, who had only ever heard British bands doing this, were introduced to some rather splendid bands from other countries, like Batmobile, from the Netherlands, obviously, Pox, the Tranquilizers. It's very good. The Waltons are on here, the Voodoo Dolls, they're on here. This was very good for us to hear that there was a lot of stuff going on abroad. And you get the Meteors on here with Electro, and you get Restless, and you get Dave Phillips and the Hot Rod Trio, but we bought it for the European stuff. And we followed that up by buying Volume 2. Volume 2 gave us Archie. I mentioned them in one of my previous videos. What a band. Archie, String Beans, Pox, who are now the Pox, and Batmobile again. But also, Frenzy are on here. The Meteors are on here. Torment are on here. You know, great stuff. Great records. On Kicks For You. Very nice, and you should get them. I think they go up to 5. I only have the first 2. I don't know why I've only got the first 2, but I don't have everything. So yeah. So after that, the scene is well and truly set. Look, we've got all them. So we need to codify it, make it a bit more defined. So more compilations come out, and in my book, one of the best ones come out was this one around about 1987. So in fact, another crap sleeve. I don't know what. It's not anybody I know, is it? I hope not. Why is this one good? Came out on Nervous. All the bands probably were on Nervous, but you have the very wonderful Frenzy track All Alone, which is great. Torment's My Dream, great song. Outer Limits with Teenage Cutie. Pharaohs, Smell of Cough. I mean, I could just read them all. But you also get early appearance, Coffin Nails, and Plymouth Fury. What's a Plymouth Fury? Oh, what a song. Sharks are on here. Get Smart are on here. This record is great. You can get that digitally. Yes, you can. They came out another few more of those as well. At least up to Zort's Factor 3, I think. I've only got the first one, but that's the only one you need as far as I'm concerned. Now, at this point, the reason I've only got 1 of this and 2 of that is because at this point I'm thinking it's all I've heard everything before. There's nothing new. And a good example of that is the next album I'm going to show, which is a fantastic record, but I didn't need to buy it at the time. I did, because, you know, I bought everything. I didn't need to buy it at the time because, unlike some of these other compilations, I owned every single track on this album. Which is why it's a brilliant starter record if you don't know anything about early Psychobilly, because that record is the Magnificent Seven. Another, I mean, the art, I don't want to talk about it. On ABC Records, the Magnificent Seven is a great album to start you off because it's got tracks by all the big boys. So you got the Meteors, Demented, Stingrays, Frenzy, Deltas, and the Guana Bats. I mean, that's a lot. Restless. and more than one track by each. So you've got 3 tracks from the Guana Bats from their second album, I believe. Two tracks from Demented Old Go's first album with Sickness and Elf. 2 tracks from the Stingray's Militant Tendency June Rhyme single, The Deltas. 3 tracks from the Meteor's Wrecking Crew album, stalwart album, including the wonderful Blue Sunshine and their great version of Johnny Remember Me. 2 tracks from Frenzy's Clockwork Toy, and 3 tracks by Restless, including the very wonderful Vanish Without a Trace. I did not need this, but if you're new and you can find this, it's not expensive. What I like about it is it gives you a rundown, a little bit of history of every band. Very nice. So you might, if you've never got into Psychobilly, you just want to give it a go, OG Psychobilly, this is probably the one to get. There, I've said it. What comes next? Well, you get one more in the Killer Pussies thing. And I was looking at this morning because it is Revenge of the Killer Pussies. Blood on a Cat's number 3. I remember at the time not liking it very much. And to be fair, I haven't played it for a very long time. And then I've just looked at it. And I think what put me off in the first place was a bit like with the Magnificent Seven. I felt I had everything. You know, you got Frenzy's Howard Hughes, you got Demented Old Go, Holy Hack Jack, Go On About Its Tiny Minds, and Meteor Surf City. So that's probably what put me off. But then when I had a look at it this morning, I went, okay, wait a minute. Because you do have Bad Karma Beckon's 6 Prize for Jerry Lee, which is great. And Way Out West Big Gun. Levi Dexter's I get so excited. The Wigs 13 Lines. Alien Sex Fiends Bomb Shaker Baby. So actually, yeah, get it. It's great. That's the 3rd one in a very successful series. You definitely wanted that. And then, you know, after that, there's some weird stuff going on. So I've got one. There's Lost Moments Records, who did 2 versions of Rock It Up, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Rockabilly and Psychobilly combination, they say. I've only got part 1. I don't know why. I like it. Everybody was on Lost Moment, I think, on this, but you've got the Crewmen on it, and everybody knows how much I love the Crewmen. But you've also got the Surf Rats, you've got the Wigsville Spliffs, the marvellous Wigsville Spliffs, and their little baseball uniforms. But what a great band they were! The Rapids, Long Tall Texans are on here. It's great, and also Howling Wolf, and Howling Wolf and the VJs were a thing of beauty to watch. And I'm going to end with talking about another of the great things that happened to Psychobilly in the late 80s and early 90s. We all buggered off up to Yarmouth for the big rumbles organised by Del and Roy from Nervous and Fury, respectively. We've all had our dealings. But they did put on some pretty good, some rumble parties that we all went to, and they also did Rumble Party compilations. For some reason, I started at number 2. I was gonna lie and say I don't know why I didn't buy number 1. I started at number 2 because I'm on number 2 with Cowpuncher, because we played in '92 and everybody hated us. It's fine. It's all right. I got over it. But there they are. So great art by Oscar Hurting, who will be doing some art for us pretty soon. I hope. Limited edition coloured vinyl on Fury Records. There you go. This one is purple. Very nice. What I liked about these ones is there was a song from every band, so that's great. So you've got the Sharks on here, you've got Demented, you've got the Klingons, Self-Destruct, who were quite good for a while, Banana Metallic, who were very good in those days, and the Hellbillies, my mate Rick, and Driving Wheels. Cowpuncher on here, doing the Skids TV stars very badly. But what I liked about it is you would have to send in a photo for ID. So they would then stick all the photos on the back of the albums, and they would do that. There you go. Look there. See if you can spot yourself. There you are. I'm on here somewhere. I don't know where I am. I'm on there somewhere. But that's volume 2. There's also volume 3, obviously. What colour's volume 3? Let's find out. It's green. It's green. that's volume 3, and there we are again. Everybody's fizzog on the back. And who have you got in this album? You've got the Sharks, the Caravans, the Klingons, Ivory and the Engines, Red Hot and Blue, brilliant. Oh, the Falcons, Empress of Fur, and more Hellbillies, Schizo as well. Great little records, these. And I've also got part 4. Where was my picture? I found it earlier. I'm a bit annoyed I can't find it now. Yeah, bollocks, you should do your job, shouldn't you? Anyway, this is volume 4, right here. Rumble Party volume 4. Limited edition colour vinyl is blue. And again, everybody's faces on the back, all the Psychobillies. There you are. Schizo on here, Caravans, Electros, Blue Devils, Irony Engines doing Beverly Hillbillies, don't you know? Very good records. And I guess Fury was trying to keep that alive for a long time. So there you have it. These are some of my fave Psychobilly compilations from days gone by. And what I like most about these is that everything's different. No bands sound the same. You know, nowadays a lot of Psychobilly's just dig, isn't it? That's all it is. It's a bit different in these days. A bit different. And I've got good memories. And there I am. There. Right there. That's me there. Look at me. Lovely face. That's me. Anyway, you should track these down. I think they came out on CD after a while, didn't they? I don't know. Track them down. Anyway, kids, that's enough Psychobilly for one day. If you don't know Psychobilly, you're probably not watching this. But if just in case, track down the Magnificent Seven, or find a playlist on Spotify, whatever. Anyway, next time we will be talking about separating the art from the artist. Very highbrow. But until then, yeah, bugger off. Please like and subscribe. It would be great if you can. Yeah. Cheers. Bye.